Welcome to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I am your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am thrilled to have you join me on this transformative journey. You see, every day we dive into a powerful conversation about self-discovery, healing, and empowerment. This podcast is brought to you by Ask Nyomi and Elevate Me Self-Discovery, where we believe that loving yourself is the first step to living a fulfilling life. You can expect insightful discussions, practical tips, and inspiring stories. Plus, we'll occasionally welcome special guests who will share their unique perspectives on self-love and personal growth. So get comfy, grab your favorite beverage, and let's embark on this journey together. Because it's time to embrace the beautiful person that you are. So let's elevate our lives one episode at a time. Now let's get started. All right, my beautiful people. Well, welcome back to the Season of Self-Love podcast. I'm your host, Nyomi Banks, and I am so thrilled to have you join us today. As we continue our February series, Cultivating Self-Compassion, as part of our long year journey of the year of the rebirth. This month, we are diving into what it means to truly love yourself. And today's episode is all about practicing mindfulness and being present with yourself. And I am so excited to have our resident therapist, Dr. Will Washington, join us today to share his expertise of mindfulness and how it connects to self-compassion. But before we begin, I want to remind you to download our free resource, The Year of Rebirth Workbook. It's full of exercises to help you deepen your self-love and mindful practice. And it's also available on our website, the Season of Self-Love podcast, or you can also get it through the link in our notes. All right. So let's take a quick break, and then when we come back, we bring in Dr. Will to the stage. All right. It's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks here on the Season of Self-Love podcast. And we'll be right back.
Washington Wellness Institute focuses on healing always. For me, if I look good, then I feel good. If I feel good, then I share the good. If I share the good, then I celebrate the good. If I celebrate the good, then I live the good. So I can be paid to be my greatest. But I have to learn the good to be the good.
So, what does it take to be the greatest? It's as simple as a free 15-minute consultation. Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Hey, it's your girl, Goddess Nyomi Banks, and make sure you tune in every Thursday night to Ask Nyomi Bridging the Gap podcast, where we talk about everything from love, sex, relationship, cultural differences, and so much more. By bridging the gap between them all, and we even talk about spiritual uplifting. You need to stop by. Me and Dr. Mike, as well as the BTG group. We have some amazing guests that come through. You never know. Just make sure you tune in Thursday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Go to xnyomi.com and tell them Nyomi sent you. Hey, Dr. Will, well, welcome.
I am so delighted and diligent about today.
I know that's right.
It's a day. It's happening, whether we want to or not.
Well, again, thank you for being here on this Mindset Monday with us. And I'm getting ready to ask you something, right?
What?
I need you to help ground us, baby.
Oh, you want? I got you. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm good for it. Oh yeah, I'm good for it. Let's do this.
All right, beautiful people, you know how we do it. If you can just close your eyes and open up your heart to receive the conversation that Dr. Will has to say to us today. All right?
Let's just start with our breath. Being able to listen to how we breathe. Inhale slowly. Hold it for 3 seconds, and then let it out for 5 seconds. So inhale, hold it for 3 seconds. Breathe out for 5 seconds. This is taking something so natural, be a part of it, and then being able to release it. Your breath will define what stays and goes into your life. Your emotions are no different than your breath. You breathe your emotions in, and then you release them. Do not hold on to emotions. Feel, experience, release. Feel, experience, release, feel, experience, release. Allow yourself to get comfortable with this pattern. Allow yourself to understand the power you have in your own world. Understand the stress you experience does not come from within you. It comes from outside of you. Do not control your outside world. Be inside your own world. And as you focus on your breath, it's a reminder that your world needs you. Your world knows your name. And there's nobody like you in this world. We need you. Thank you for being present today. And allow these words, as we go through this podcast, to be felt, to be experienced, and to release the glory that you have within you in moving forward. Slowly come back.
That was beautiful, Dr. Will. Thank you for that.
Of
Thank
course.
you for that. Yes. And my listeners, if you're new here to the Season of Self Love, something that we do every day, Monday through Friday, but that right there, that was something special. That was something special. Thank you. I felt that all
Mm,
in my soul and in my spirit. I did. Thank you.
of
I needed
course.
that. Yeah, I needed that.
Thanks for letting me do it.
Yeah, that was good. So let's start. Let's start with the basics. I know we talk about mindfulness a lot. We talk about mindfulness a lot here, um, kind of to help ground ourselves and stuff. And so, when I thought about this topic of us truly being mindful and having that within ourselves, I kind of felt like this is something deeper and more to it than us just meditating or even breathing. And that's why I love the way that you came in with that today. Um, Truly having those conversations with us. And this is just to piggyback on what we talked about last week with the inner critic and the inner ally. So we can have those intimate conversations with ourselves, even in our meditation or even in our prayer. It's allowing us to truly have those relationships. We can go back 3 weeks ago with the mantras,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yes.
you know. So it's
Yes.
like for us, and I know we talk about the basics, but for those who may be new to the concept of exactly what mindfulness is and why it's so powerful in cultivating self-compassion, could you share that with our listeners?
Yes. So there's 3 levels to it. So the first level is this. Mindfulness on the base is the practice of paying attention to the present moment. That's level 1. Level 2 is being able to search, scan, and be within your body and to find peace inside your body. And then level 3, being able to tap in and apply it as a lifestyle when you're not actually able to be still. So the first level is just understanding the ability to just create awareness of just paying attention and acceptance, no judgment, just being present. Level 2 is the actual practice of the meditation, scanning your body, learning about your body, learning and regulating emotions, right? So you're getting in tune with your frequency within yourself. And then level 3 is taking that and applying it as a lifestyle, even throughout your life as you're driving or interacting at work, whatever it may be. So I see it in 3 different levels.
Yeah, I love that you shared that even with applying it. Um, and I think I shared with you not too long ago about some of my when driving in my car throughout my life, my many lives of me being who I am, is I remember having those intimate conversations in my car. And a lot of people think mindfulness or meditation is your eyes are always closed.
I
You know,
wish it was that
that's
simple.
the misconception of it.
Hmm.
And when I really think, and especially last week, really made me understand and realize, like, no, during all those years, you are definitely having those relationships, that mindfulness within yourself. And all I can say when I think about it and go back was like, thank you for allowing that to happen. Thank you for allowing that journey for me to happen, that path of my life to happen, because I
Mm.
wouldn't have understood it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To where it makes sense. So it's like even when we're sitting here on this podcast and we're talking about this topic, you know, research, yes, done the research, but living in it and you realize and understand that you've lived it,
Hmm.
now you can explain it to those out there who doesn't know the technical form of it, you know. And so
Yes.
you, even when you just broke it down with understanding, with practicing, and with applying, this is something I say to the listeners all the time. Let's not highlight, let's not write down in a journal, let's start applying all of those things that you've written down, you know.
Hmm.
I remember, and I hope that and I'm not going to say her name, but I remember having this conversation with, she's become a dear friend of mine, but she's one of the listeners as well. And I remember this conversation that we had, and I said, you know what, you have all the tools. We've been talking about this for the past year. You got all the tools. I said, so apply them. And she came back, she said, you know what, you are so right. We have these tools in life for what we do. So apply them. So when we're talking about the self-cultivating and mindfulness, this is us with the core. Self-compassion is the core of us.
Mm. Yeah.
Mindfulness is the core of us. And when you put those two together, you know, a lot of people think self-compassion is, cultivating self-compassion is just here.
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You know, that's it, it's just here.
Hmm.
No, it's here too. It's here too. It's here too. You know, now we have to bring all of that together as one,
Hmm.
with our oneness.
Yes. And I'm so glad you said that because people think when I say you need to be more self-centered, they're like, "Oh, I would never do that." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I need you to understand what I'm saying. Self-centered means the way you think, the way you believe, and what you feel are all one. And we are in a mindless society that wants us to be separate in all three different ways. Don't lose focus on how precious you are. We have to open ourselves back to being self-centered because if not, then you will become selfish.
Yeah,
And selfish is not self.
yeah.
So that's inauthentic.
I,
So I'm
you know,
glad you said that.
I do. I love that you said that. I love that, just that whole description. It's so funny when I look at things right now, a lot of words that are unpleasant or negative, that we're using them in a whole different definition or different form, or better yet, a different perspective.
Yes.
You understand? And so when you look at that, really when you talk about self-centered, when people think about self-centered, oh, you so full of yourself, oh, you so this, you just think about you. And hope that you all can follow me on this one. At some moment in time, you have to think about you first before you
Mm.
can do anything for anybody else.
Yeah.
It's up to you on how you going to be thinking about yourself first. I like how you said last week, and I'm bringing it back around about them seeds.
Oh. Hmm.
So I'm about to do one. I'm about to do one, and I hope you follow me on this one. So
Okay.
about the seeds, about everybody else being a seed. What about the seeds that you put within yourself?
Mm. Ooh. And where did you get them from? Who gave them to you? Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had to sit back for a second. Mm. Mm.
And remember, you don't, it's something you said last week about now you're intentionally understanding what those seeds are with one another. You know what I'm saying? With those seeds. So how about we do that for the same? How about you do that for, and that even goes with starting with mindfulness, not allowing certain thoughts or situations just happen in you. I don't want that seed no more. That seed ain't good. That seed has not, it's rotten.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That seed don't grow to flourish like that. That seed that I just put in me, that just messed up my whole crop that's within me.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm.
It's,
That brings me back to the story about the weed and the wheat,
mm-hmm,
where someone was putting the wheat down, but then they didn't take the time out to take the weeds out.
mm-hmm,
So then when the seeds were already planted and watered, the farmer goes, "Why didn't you guys take out the weeds?" Like, "Oh, we can take them out right now." He's like, "It's too late. Now both the weed and the wheat have to both grow at the same time. And then when they're all fully done, when the wheat is fully done, then we'll have to take them out separately, which doubles our work.
mm-hmm.
But then we'll also know the difference between the weed and the wheat. And a lot of times we don't take time to remove people or remove things, but then we want to put our glory on top of it all, and then we wonder why it doesn't always work out all the way.
Oh, you know what? Oh my God. Let me say this.
Hmm.
So
I know that eye. I know that eye twitch. I know that eye twitch. Where are we going? Where are we going, Naomi? Where are we going? I see the eye twitch thing.
okay, so because you brought that analogy in there with the weeds and what's the name and I guess this is me. This is my little heart. I'm always making a lemonade out of lemons. That's it. As you said, we about to use some weeds, damn it. We about to make a beautiful bouquet.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. I'm following you. I'm following you. Let's go. Let's go. I'm following you. I'm following you. You got this. You got this. I'm following you.
And so when you was sick, I'm telling you, my man was like, we about to use some weeds.
We can make some greens. Like, no, it's not.
And it's just, and I believe, and let me say this, and I'm just going to be honest, when I thought about that, I always think about taking a negative and creating a positive with it. Even though those weeds, and why I say that is because around my home, these weeds grow, and there is a beautiful flower that is among those weeds. I ain't never put no water on them, nothing, but they just show up. You understand what I'm saying? They just show up and be great. So how about I look for and within them weeds, some seeds in them weeds, what gift did I get from that? And I guess that's what I'm saying. So let's talk about the whole hey of it.
That is a level 5 mindfulness mindset. That's level 5. I gave you 3 levels. You went to level 5, and I was trying to keep it in the pocket. You didn't even you skipped 4. You didn't skip 4. So like, all right, like go. We can start level 5. Let's go. Let's do it then. No, it's too late now. You put level 5 out. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's do it. We're only 18 minutes in.
But that is what I thought when you said that, and you saw my little arrow. Don't you say that? I was like, just let it keep going. It was like,
Oh my God.
And that's why I had to, what you say?
That's gonna be a good one.
Oh my God. Okay, so even in that conversation, your analogy of it and what I thought of it as well, that is that can be very contrasting to what we talk about with mindfulness, and especially planting the seeds and everything that we talked about the past few weeks for Mindset Monday, right? And so I guess my thing is that how can we bring all of that into one? Because the whole thing is to be very honest, is us to make it as one. All of this to work all together,
Yes.
all together. Because even though we got the seeds and that seed has created a weed or whatever, now I'm about to go a little funky with it. Was that weed really supposed to be there to give us a depth of character?
And that's the point of mindfulness, is that when you, I call it when people first start out, I call it chasing the rabbit.
Mm,
They sit and they can't focus on being still. They can't focus on the thought. The thoughts are racing. There's rumination. They may have OCD or ADHD. So it's hard sometimes to be still.
mhm,
And I tell them to chase the rabbit. And usually they're always told, don't chase it, just be still. Like, no, chase the rabbit. Where is it taking you? Like, finish the thought. Finish the thought.
mhm.
And what did it give you once you got done? Right? Write down what it gave you.
Yeah.
Because it's either gonna be extremely valuable, or you're gonna finally learn how to have closure and learn
Wow.
how to resolve. Because a lot of times we don't know how to resolve emotions,
Mm,
people, and situations. And we feel like we have to create chaos to remove ourselves from something. No, you can leave in love. You don't have to leave in chaos. That was your inability to resolve.
mhm,
And so it's so important to take time out on learning how to chase that rabbit. Finish the thought, finish the feeling. Allow to feel, experience, and release.
mhm.
Allow those things to really be the product of your internal experience. We don't allow that. And then we get stuffed up like a volcano full of unfinished thoughts, feelings, behaviors, stories, identities, values that don't even align with ourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's so important to take that with intentionality.
Yeah. I love that. I do. Oh my God. I love that. As you were just talking, I was like, you go, Dr. Will. For real.
Mm.
Seriously. Because I'll be chasing that rabbit.
It gets tired. Like, we going again? We going again? Yeah.
Yeah.
That rabbit, it's powerful. The rabbit's powerful.
Yeah. And I just love the way that you said that, because we are taught to stay still and don't
Mhm.
chase it, and that's honestly, that's not honoring who you are or who you can be.
And what you're coming from.
You're limiting yourself.
Yes. Yes.
And so I
Yes.
think that, if anything, that feels so much authentic when it comes to mindfulness.
Yes.
Yeah. Because not only you're looking for that answer, that solution, or whatever that is, it's something that you said about creating chaos. You know how we create, or we be in the midst of the chaos a lot of times.
Hmm.
And hear me when I say this, and it's a question and a statement all in one as well. I feel that in that midst of the chaos, that you definitely have to find what that answer is in that
Yes.
chaotic moment. Sometimes I think, and this is just right here on my mind right now, is that, and why I said it is because I'm looking at different family members and people that I know, and I see that they are the ones that create a lot of the chaotic situations. And a lot of times I sit and wonder, why are they creating these situations? But then I'm thinking, maybe that's the only way that they know, the only language that they know to get to their answer.
Yes. Yes. That's so poignant. That's so poignant. And think about this. A lot of times for people that live in peace, that truly have found the peace within themselves, they're usually very still in chaotic situations.
Mhm,
It's like, why aren't you doing enough? Why aren't you reacting? Why aren't you? No, like, they stand still because they know the chaos will pass. And
mhm.
usually there's a lesson if you slow down enough.
Yes.
There are certain things you can only see when you slow down. And some of those lessons are things that you're supposed to keep with you, right? So either you live through the lesson or you learn from the lesson. And a lot of people, we use chaos to live through our lesson
Yeah.
rather
Mm,
than learning from it just by simply being still and watching.
yeah.
You're still going to get the lesson. And then are you disciplined enough to actually never recycle that or recycle that lesson, right? And you have to live through it again. But I'm trying, even in my life, is to actually learn from my lessons rather than living through them,
Yeah.
because sometimes you get a little more impacted than you realize. And mindfulness is a great way to reset and revalue and or reprioritize what you're actually trying to become. And we don't take time enough to do that on a
Yeah.
daily basis.
Yeah. I'm so glad that you said that, and the reason why is because um the situation that I had about a month ago. And it was a blessing that I was able to sit with the guests beforehand in our pre-recording to prepare me for that next moment in my life that I didn't know that was going to come. And so it allowed me at that moment to be still in the midst of chaos. But not only that, but also it was like it's a deeper message that's within all of this. And lately, the people who I've been talking to lately, and they come to me with these chaotic things, and I say, slow down, hold on. We got to find out what's the deeper message in it. Let's find out what it is that you are supposed to be seeing or doing. A lot of times those messages are decisions that we supposed to made a long time ago, and now it has came to where I'm about to say something else, where that pimple was about to burst.
Mm.
And so when we think about mindfulness, I don't think that people understand how important it is for our daily life. It's
Yes.
like we breathe. And that's why I love, even through your meditation this morning, you guided us through this whole mindfulness and what it is. You said
Mm-hmm.
three things to do with the releasing, with the
Feel,
brain
experience, release.
and release.
Yes.
I don't know if you listeners, if you were truly listening to the words that he was speaking.
I was
But
giving
that,
you mindfulness. Yeah.
yes, 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 yeah, yes. Come on here with your best self, Dr. Will. You got this.
Look, I'm with you. I can't look. I gotta keep the standard up. You pulling me. You pulling me through it. Woo. Especially with that level 5 you put in there. We didn't talk about level 4 yet. So we still gotta talk about level 4.
Wow. All right, so let's do this. We talk about left and forward. Let's talk about the practical ways. Let's talk
Hmm.
about the practical ways to incorporate mindfulness into our busy lives. What are some techniques that listeners can try right now?
Yeah. So for those of you that drive, um, take the detour route. For those of you that may not, that get comfortable with things, um, literally don't take the highway, take the streets. Look at the signs that you're crossing. Do you know what streets you're actually crossing? Right. Simply as even something simple as instead of getting your usual cheeseburger, get the salad instead. How do you feel during and after that moment? Think about your energy level. Did it get lower or did it get higher? Right. For those that fast, you always fast the same exact thing every time. Right. Fast something that is actually less natural to you. Right. It's going against the patterns that make us mindless.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right. And so we have to recognize that being mindless is simply the comfort of pattern and routine. So we have to break that by doing small little things, small little habits that make us change our entire world. I'm telling you, if you eat cheeseburgers every single day and you eat a salad for one day, you're going to feel hungry. You're going to feel, and what it is that it's not about the burger being substantive. It's about your body being so used to you doing this. It's
Yeah.
not taking the same energy. So it has to change its energy. Now scan your body. That's another one, a body scan. Do you feel tightness, a soreness anywhere in your body? Are you sitting in a way that makes you feel uncomfortable? Are you going to stay that way and sit uncomfortable and think about what that feeling is? Instead of being like, oh, it's uncomfortable, let me change my seat. No, no,
Hmm.
no. Sit, be uncomfortable, and then focus all your energy on that uncomfortable spot. Why do you feel like why that is like that? It's that
Right.
curiosity. And I think a lot of times in mindfulness, we don't talk about curiosity enough. And that's a great way to really improve your mindfulness is actually improving your curiosity at
Yeah.
first.
Yeah.
So it's just reorienting how you live your daily life, doing something that is not what's best for you, but what's healthiest for you.
Yeah.
It's a simple switch.
Yeah. A few weeks ago, I had a guest that came on, Miss Darlene. That's what I call her. She was a intuitive medical med. And it was something that she said that kind of like, wow. She said a lot of times in life, when our body goes through trauma, our body disconnects to us.
Mm-hmm.
And she said we have to go to our body as look as a different kind of like an entity, and you have to have those conversations with it, because remember, we're trying to create a oneness within ourselves. So if we have disconnected from our body due to whatever situation or trauma, then we have to go through to that, and we have to apologize, take account on what we did not know, but what we know now, and now start to do the work for it. And that's even when we come to our mind and mindfulness and our intuition and stuff like that. We have to make sure that we are connected in some ways and be able to make notice and accountability of, okay, I didn't think that over, or I allow this negative feeling to go in to,
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? And so now,
yeah.
like, now this is where your compassion and empathy for yourself, I acknowledge that. Now I'm sorry. This is where we talking about having that intimate relationship with the, see, it go, now I'm about to go somewhere because it goes so
Go
much
there.
deeper.
Go
It
with
goes
the
so
flow.
much deeper because it goes to even the conversation we had last week about the inner critic in the inner ally. And even that question that you asked me, what is one jealous of the other for? There is no and then let's talk about communication. There is no communication within that,
Yes.
within that inner conversation with yourself. And I know people,
Yes.
I mean, how I'm supposed to have that inner conversation with ourselves? You know what? Be open to be aware. Be open to learn. Be open to grow. Be open to change your perspective, change your paradigm, change your pattern, change your thought. Be open. And that's the problem. A lot of us, we so stuck with fear. We don't look at fear as
Mhm.
being an ally of us that's going to protect us, but allow us to grow. We use that as a crutch. And now we holding on to it, and we down and with our finger in our, our thumb and our, like, okay, it's going to keep me going.
Mm.
But if anything, it's hindering you more.
And ooh, and I get a lot of backlash for this from other therapists, but I believe that trauma is past and fear is future. And a lot of times they don't like me saying that fear is future, because fear is a feeling, right? That's fine, and you can be present with fear. But fear is always about what might happen to me. The
Mm-hmm.
fear of what might happen. If I say, "Oh, there's a spider," you're not afraid of the spider. You're afraid of what the spider is going to do to you,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so a lot of us are typically afraid of what will be happening, or what will become of us, or what will be exposed, or what will happen to me. I don't have power in that. And then their trauma is a reminder of the powerlessness
Mm-hmm.
that they've been through, and how they couldn't achieve and be the best version of themselves. So there's this tie between past and future, removing us from the present, which is why mindfulness is so important. So it goes trauma, it goes mindfulness, and it goes fear. And mindfulness is in the middle of that, trying to find the balance, or it cuts the rope. So there's not weighted by any of that. And actually mindfulness, if strong enough, right? This is level 4. If this is strong enough, mindfulness will actually bring fear and trauma together and let them see each other, because
Mm-hmm.
they're both facing the opposite way, not even looking at what's really happening.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to bring them together.
Yeah. And and as you so let me say this. As you saying it, there is a, and I'm a speaker right now. There's a course, and I'm not sure if I want to do it just as a course, or if I want to do it as a whole in
Mm,
by itself, fear versus faith.
mm,
And why I say that, and you just said it about fear is truly connected, is always, and you ain't say always, but I'm going to say
mm,
connected to trauma. But how about fear connected to greatness?
hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Can
that's
we
the
find
legacy gift of
words
it.
to go up under fear? Okay, we got our negative words. So what about our positive words that go with fear?
Yeah.
Protection. You know what I'm saying? And when you go when you really look
Mm,
when you really look at it, you be like, no, fear was on my side. Fear was truly on my side. That's what we
mm.
said about fear looking at trauma face on face.
And
Now,
they
let's see
realize
what that greatness is.
they
Let's
then
see
they
what that
recognize it.
greatness is. Because guess what? That fear helped you get through that trauma. So when
Exactly.
you think about that spider, You're thinking about everything that spider can do to you in fear.
Mm-hmm.
But then in let's give it another. What can it not do? Okay,
Right.
that fear is this little. Okay, just move it over to the side and go. These are unknown things that
Yes.
we put into our mind.
Yes. And
Even going through the trauma, that fear help you to get through that trauma. So if you know how powerful that fear is, give it positive into it.
yes.
The positive out of that's just any food that we eat, anything that even the conversation you can take the whatever resonate with you, you can take that with you and carry it on with you for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Ones that don't, you leave it right on the table. That's exactly what you do with these different experiences. For me, I believe fear is a part of an experience as well. You understand? So you want to
Mm,
take from that. What greatness can I take from that? Because I ain't taking no more shit. You understand what I'm saying?
exactly.
I'm not carrying no more.
Yes.
So what did that feel? Because that is a fact of what I felt at that moment. I was
Yes.
scared. I was scared at that moment. But what did I learn in that moment? Yeah.
This also, thank you for saying this. Thank you, thank you, thank you for saying this because we're right now culturally in a space where we're looking at freedom and we're not talking about liberation and how we need to liberate ourselves to be free. And fear has been a tool used to oppress our
Yes.
actual freedom. But
Yes.
fear has also been a tool used culturally to create some of the most amazing things that we have ever thought of in our lives. And so we have to understand that we have always been in power. We've always been in choice, in autonomy. And we're being reminded of our trauma because we realize that if they give us fear back, they won't be able to do anything because fear allowed us to be so amazing. And so the fact that you have fear versus faith and noticing that faith is a very strong tool.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is that if there was no fear, what would faith be?
Yeah.
We need them both. They're interchangeable. But that's a whole other talk. But I mean, like it's one of those things where that mindfulness component with fear. Go ahead.
But then go into faith. That
Mhm,
is where the strength comes in because that is that oneness. That is that within
mhm.
inside of you.
That's the
You said it
oneness.
before. You said it in the meditation. Don't go outside of you. Here,
Exactly.
just like the song that we did last week, or week before last, on your face. The words that earth, wind, and fire said, everything happens outside of that, but you know what's in your heart. That sun shines within your heart, and that's where it's at. Girl,
Mm.
shut up. Mm-mm.
The end. Hey, there it is. There it is. Full circle. Full circle. Full circle. That's the program right there. That's it.
You ready to go? No.
Yeah, I was like, call it, call it, call it, call it, doctor, call it, doctor, call it.
Ah,
Hmm.
okay. So, listeners, I hope y'all was following us along here because we having a good old time.
If you didn't like, go on Tuesday. Go on Tuesday. And if you didn't like today, just go on Tuesday. Go Tuesday. Oh my God.
I hope y'all had y'all purpose pen and purpose paper, just writing some stuff down because we was,
Mm.
can I be honest? I lost myself in that conversation.
Hmm.
Yeah.
We found each other. After you said level 5, I said, here we go. After you said level, I was like, oh, there it is. At 18 minutes in, I was like, let's go. Let's go. So I was right behind you the whole time. I was excited.
Well, I thank you for the assist. See, this was a great game. I thank you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be a good assistant. That's it. I'm trying to be a good guest. That's it. Yeah, you
Okay.
did that.
Yeah.
You
Mm-mm.
did that.
Yeah. But truly, with no jokes aside, listeners, I hope y'all truly know the importance of self compassion, truly the importance of mindfulness, truly the importance of self love, truly the importance of having this intimate relationship with yourself. And I know when I say that, especially coming from my mouth, it's like, oh, you're perverting it. No, this is about emotions. This is about desire. What do you desire for your life? Do you truly desire that peace? Do you truly desire that happiness, whatever your happiness look like? Do you truly desire it? And if you do, then this is the time that you truly need to go within. Go get those mirrors. Look into that mirror. Look into your eyes. Your eyes tell a story. What is that story telling you? Yeah.
Yeah. And the more you tell your story, the less you become of it. So free yourself by telling your story.
All right. I ain't got nothing else to say.
It feels good. And I hope that they learn to be present with themselves and just different techniques. And
Yeah.
I think that it's just learning that it's okay to chase the rabbit. Once you
Yeah.
catch it, you got to release it.
Yeah. I like that. I like that. I really do. I like that. Mm, yeah. Just be careful down those rabbit holes. Naomi
Hmm.
love going down those rabbit holes.
There's a lot. There's a lot of rabbit holes. There can be a lot. Hmm. Yes.
I'll be taking Dr. Will with me.
I'll be so dirty. I'll be so. I got to clean my shirt every time. Every time.
But they be good. They be
They're
very,
good. They're good. It's good. It's a
very
good detour.
educational. It give you another thought, like for real. Like
Hmm.
we
I can
can't.
journal. Every time we talk, I journal. Every
Yeah,
time we talk, I journal. So every time we talk, I journal.
yeah.
Sometimes I want to send you what I journal, but I'm like, nope, because then I might give you another idea, and you're gonna be going. I was like, nope, I gotta keep it to myself. So I just come. I'll just ask you some reflection questions. That's it.
But you know what, listeners, like on a serious note, is just going through this journey and this process. Even though Dr. Will and I, we have tools and practices and everything that you can use, and for on real time, we're using these things ourselves. You
Hmm.
understand what I'm saying? And in real time, a lot of times we're like, oh, wait, we can put that with that too. Seriously,
Hmm.
seriously. And when you are there, when you are tapped into there, it is such an amazing feeling. It is. It is. So when you talk about that rabbit, for me, that's me and my rabbit.
Hmm.
That's me and my rabbit. I'm being very understanding of some of these holes that I don't need to go down a lot. So I tend to, with myself, as the same as you all should too, because as he said, every hole is not meant to go in, but them
Hmm.
holes that you do go into that get you dirty, oh yeah, that's gonna get you dirty. But guess what?
Hmm.
That dirt gonna help you grow. That dirt
Hmm.
gonna help you scrub off the things that you didn't even know that was there. You
Right.
understand what I'm saying?
That
Because if you're
curiosity is so
dirty and you
real.
can't wash it out, you don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah. So you got to get down there and you got to go down. We got some analogies this
Yeah,
today.
this one. Yeah, this was a lot. Yeah. Yeah, look, I see all kind of pictures in my head.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You know what, listeners, I'm going to say this to you that who might be just struggling with self acceptance, and you know, I have a question for Dr. Will. What's one thing that they can do today to begin using a mindfulness in their journey towards self love?
Hmm. The first thing that they need to do is create a space that they feel safe in. Sometimes it's not about who you are, it's about where you are. And so create a space that you feel like is yours. It could be a closet, a corner, it could be in the car, it could be in the parking lot, it could be in the park. Just find a space first where you feel like it's yours. You know, that's the first thing. And then maybe give yourself a song that lets you feel surrounded by you.
Yeah,
A song that makes you feel surrounded by you. And let's just start right there.
Yeah. That's beautiful, Dr. Will. Thank you for that. That is so beautiful. Family, today our conversation has been very enlightening. It's been a good one, as always, with Dr. Will. But we learned what mindfulness is and how we can transform our relationship with ourselves. And the practical tools that Dr. Will gave you, integrate those into your lives. Apply them. I want you to go back to that meditation. He said it right then and there, right from the beginning of it. And know that you are so worthy. And know that we all need one another. We do.
Mm.
We all need one another. And if you go in with that, with your seed, not only for others, but for yourself, and understand what that intention is of that seed that you're planting within yourself, that might make it just be more understandable. And I hope I didn't lose y'all on that one, but yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, Dr. Will, again, thank you. Thank you for your wisdom as
Yeah.
always. We always have a great time and just breaking down
Mm.
to us.
Yeah.
Break it down. Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah. You got any last words?
Be kind to yourself and heal always.
Beautiful, beautiful. All right, my listeners, don't forget to download our free year of rebirth workbook. It includes the exercise to help deepen your mindfulness practice. I'm telling you, these Mindset Mondays are just hit.
Start the week off right. Let's start the week off right. Yeah.
Right. Of course, we love to hear your thoughts on today's episode. Share your experience or questions on social media using hashtag season of self-love. Um, Yeah. So next week, Dr. Will be back with us, diving into more self-compassion and just focusing on our self-criticism and our self-empowerment.
Mm.
But I will see y'all tomorrow with a new song, a new transformation, and a new everything. You guys continue to have an amazing day, but I want y'all to keep loving yourself. Have that intimate relationship with yourself, all right? Have an amazing day. Thank you for joining us on this journey of discovery and empowerment here at the Season of Self-Love podcast. Remember, embracing self-love is a continuous journey, and we're so glad to have you with us. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please leave us a review. And don't forget to join our community on Facebook at Season of Self-Love. Connect with like-minded individuals who are also on their self-love journey. Now, if you have any questions or topics that you'd like for us to explore, we love to hear from you. Email us at seasonofselflove@gmail.com and let your voice be heard. So until next time, take a moment for yourself today and remember, you are worthy of love, joy, and all the beautiful things that life has to offer.